salmon run, I guess it's probably different than what you're doing. Like they were all telling me, you pretty much just snag them. They're not going for anything. You just bring your line across the river and snag them and try and get them in the mouth.
Yeah. So this is a sage fly rod. Okay. And this is a 10 weight. And so so there's this rod, and then what you're doing is with the sockeye, and they're 100% right. The sockeyes, once they get in the river, they don't eat, and they're not predatory fish. So what happens is, so this is a fly fishing reel, and the reason I'm showing that there's a point to this. I'm not just showing you.
The point is you're showing my wife all the stuff that I need to get.
Yeah.
She got how cool this is, Jessica.
Okay. So anyway, let's see here. Put this up there so it doesn't fall off the floor and break it. Alright, so like this rod right here is it's a Sage fly fishing rod, $800 for the rod, okay?
You ain't getting
And not the reel. Does the reel come with it?
No. And so this reel, are you videoing this?
Maybe.
You shouldn't. It's really not that good. So this is a fly reel, and this fly reel is I paid. Whoa, I need to put that on there. This fly reel I paid $650 just for the reel. It's got a carbon fiber drag in it and stuff like that. But the reason that you have to have this reel like that is because with the what is wrong with you? But the reason you have to have the expensive reel is because the drag has to be a good drag because the salmon just tear it up and they'll break it. And so the reason that I have the reel that I have and the rod that I have is because it has to have a good reel, or if you hook a fish and you fight the fish, you'll lose it. Okay. And even though this is a $600 reel and $800 rod. Last year, when I was here, I actually broke this rod. In the first 3 hours, a fish got me tangled up, made a run, and the way the camber was on the rod, the way it was bent, and the centrifugal force from this fish hitting the stick out in the middle, it put like a weird tweak on the rod, and the whole thing blew up. And the reason I buy Sage rods is because if you get a Sage rod, they will they replace them for free.
Oh wow!
And so they have a lifetime guarantee against breakage. And then 2 years ago when I was here, this reel completely blew up. And so I have a backup rod and backup reels. And usually when we're here, out of the 6 of us, we'll break 3 rods and 2 or 3 reels in the time that we're doing it. But we're catching a lot of fish. So what happens is that when you go out, the fish are facing, so the water's coming this way and the fish are facing upstream, and you throw in, and then the line will go down, and the fish will be like this, and it'll come across, and you can feel it bumping them, and you can see that little, and you get to kind of figure out what's happening and what's going on, and then you set the hook, and the line's in their mouth, and then you hook them right in the mouth, and about 75 to 80% of them you hook right in the mouth. If you hook them in the back or you don't hook them there, then at that point you have to release them. You can't. It's not a fair catch. But with the sockeye, that's the way you catch them. Now silvers and kings are different. They will actually hit, your stuff. But the reason I showed you this stuff is when I first came to Alaska about 15 years ago is when I first started coming to Alaska. We didn't catch anything the first 3 or 4 days.
Really?
And we tried, and we just weren't very good at it, and things were a little rough. Can you smell fish on there, bud? Yes, I can. I want to eat that. And so anyway, this last group that I started coming with, they taught me this technique, and they taught me how to do it. And so they were telling me this is how it works, and this is how you do it, and the rest of it. So they schooled me before I got there. So we got there, and we hiked into the river. We got to the river. I was the second one in the water. One of my buddies was in front of me. I went in next. They told me all the techniques, how to do it, and what to do. So getting this hole, I put it in like that, come down around. He told me what to feel for and what to expect. Boom. I was the first one in the group, and they'd been coming for, this is their 19th year. And so they've been, coming for almost probably 14 years. And they told me how to do it, and I was fish on. And that fishing trip, even though those guys had been there several times, I outfished every one of them. I caught more fish than every single one of them. And the reason I did is because I learned their technique before I came, and I didn't invent my own. I didn't do something different. I did it exactly like they told me. Now, most people use a fly line, a fly fishing line. It's a big, thick line that floats, and they have sink tips and whatever. But they taught me to use monofilament. And so it's a 30-pound test line, but this stuff sinks like crazy. And so it gets down to where the fish are at, and so you can get down to them quicker. Well, so they taught me that technique. Oh, 1 second here. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Shane, how are you?
Good, you're here with Scott's team on speakerphone. Tell him hi.
Holy crap, best team in the world?
They were the hungriest team in the world. I took them to breakfast, and they had to bring in an extra truck just to get enough food for them. These guys were starving.
Well, Jonathan made it there last week, so that doesn't surprise me one bit.
True. So, anyway, we're just doing a team meeting. Can I help you with something real quick?
No, I just